Hey Harmonizers, welcome to this ride with Elon. So this is my first actual real training session with him riding. So my student Allie had been training him under saddle, putting a few rides on him during the summertime to just kind of get him going for me. And she had him riding walk trot, kind of doing really basic stuff. And then this is my first real session on him. I had been on him walking a little bit once before just to kind of get on him and feel him out a little bit. But now that we're done the Maryland Mustang challenge, we are going to focus on riding and getting him ready for extreme cowboy racing, which is pretty exciting. So I'm getting right in there to his obstacles and putting together some of his buttons, so his back up, his hips, his shoulders, that kind of stuff. So we did work on that before getting to this place with a gate. And I thought I'd show you guys here his first ever ridden gate. It's just a rope gate, so it's basically the two standards with the rope in between. And the objective is to get so good and smooth at this that you could pretend there was cows or sheep or something on the other side of the gate, and you would be able to go through so smoothly and quickly with your horse, kind of keeping the opening of the gate blocked, that you would not let the sheep or the cows out while you were going through the gate. But this is Elon's first time. So first I just picked up the rope and I put it back down. And then now I'm bringing him over to the gate, and then I'll open it and go through, and then we'll practice shutting it and just kind of building up his confidence with doing that. Allie hadn't done a lot of work with moving his hips, his shoulders, and sideways and that sort of stuff. She'd only kind of started it a little bit. So we are really putting all the pieces together after practicing some of that sort of stuff. Now he knows all of those cues from the ground, so it's really just now a matter of helping him figure it all out in the saddle, which is a little bit different, and figuring out how to move with my weight and stuff like that as well. So you can see as we're doing this rope gate, I'm going really slowly, lots of reassuring him, little rubs in between, and just doing lots of little corrections, little steps at a time. I would rather him take one or two steps and then praise him, and then another one or two steps, rather than feeling the need to go quickly and rush this, and then he'd probably get too far away from the gate. I might have to drop the rope or something like that, and that just wouldn't be very helpful with him learning how to do this. So I'd rather go slowly, show him how to do the different steps. Here you can see he's bracing on me a little bit with the back up, and then I reach back and I get the gate shut. Now he didn't back up as much as I would like him to, so after I've got the gate shut, the idea is to kind of show him where I would like him to finish. So I'm just getting him to back up those couple extra steps. But I could feel that he was kind of pulling and bracing on that a little bit, so I didn't want to make a big fuss about it while I was still holding the rope. I'd rather get that down, get that out of the way, and then I could ask him to take those couple steps of backup afterwards and help him get a little bit smoother and softer with that. So he'll definitely have to practice his backup just to get that smoother, because he's a little bit sticky in his feet there. You can see him just being a little bit bracy with asking him to do that. He's trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? And then when he does move his feet backwards, then you can see I'm giving him a good release, some scratches there, sometimes a cookie as well. So here's another little look at coming to the gate again. And I practiced coming to the gate both on my right side and my left side, making sure that we could train him on both sides. Here I am on his right side, which is not his confident side. He tends to be braver with things starting on his left side. So here, just starting off, getting him close to the gate where I can pick it up comfortably. And you can see I can pick it up pretty nicely there. And he came over sideways to the gate pretty nicely too. And then now as I go to carry the rope and bring it through, he does that pretty nicely to start with, but you can see him kind of looking at it with his eye. And then I felt him really kind of lift his back a little bit and get really, really tense. So I just thought, you know what, let's not risk him running away or getting scared or anything. So I just get off and I rub him with it, touch him all over with it, make sure that he's okay. I'd rather jump off and train through a situation than stay on because I have an ego, or like, I'm going to ride through this, and have my horse end up getting scared and take off or run away or have me fall off. that's not going to be good for our relationship, not going to be good for him either. So I'd rather get it jump off and make sure that he's going to be okay, because he is the type of horse where, although he's a very calm thinker, there's been moments where something's scared him and his go-to is to run away and kind of get to safety. So he's done that when we long lined and the ropes got behind his butt. He did that when I had a saddle on that had a back cinch on it, which he'd never done before, and he found it overwhelming. So it's better to just make sure we don't even go there. I sped up this footage just because it took a while to get to that point where I just kind of rewarded him and we were done the gate, and just wanted to show you guys all the pieces, but just sped up because it took a long time. So he basically did the gate, got it shut, and then now I'm just picking up the rope and rubbing him with it a whole bunch of times. I want to make sure he's super comfortable with that rope and that he's not going to be upset by it. And I also spent a fair bit of time just kind of sitting and trying to relax and just letting him be present and kind of check in with me. And when I do my little wiggle in my saddle, that's just me trying to get his attention and just seeing if I can encourage him to take a big deep breath and just relax a little bit more, because he tends to be a little bit on the defensive side. And so I just really want him to be able to breathe and be in the moment and relax. And I don't want him to hold any tension in his body. I want him to be able to let go of that tension and become really just fluid and relaxed in his shape. So you can see I practiced with the rope there, just really slowly picking it up, putting it on the other post there, and just taking the time to really breathe and settle, doing that little rocking of the hips again, just getting him to check in more. And this footage is sped up ×4. So it just kind of gives you an idea of just how much time I spent getting that more relaxed with him, so that way he would be more comfortable with that rope gate, because I didn't want him to be bothered by it at all. So again, taking him around and putting him on the right side to just finish there. So here's a little look at taking him for a little trot. So he's got a cute little trot coming around. He's not the smoothest horse I've ever been on, but he's also not the bounciest. He's got a pretty decent trot. I would say he's smoother than Alicia, and pretty decent to ride there. So a little look at our trotting, and we're just starting to put a little bit of speed in between the obstacles. So trotting between the gate and now coming into the backup obstacle. And he hadn't done backup obstacles before. He'd worked on backing up, but backing up between the poles while ridden is all new. Of course, he's done this stuff on the ground, but now we're just putting it all into the saddle and helping him figure these pieces out. So he's a little bit sticky getting his butt in between the poles. We have to do it very slowly. And again, I do a couple steps and then praise him, try to reassure him that he's on the right path. I want to make sure he knows that if he's trying and he's, figuring it out, I'm going to praise him, I'm going to reward him, I'm going to try to make it a good deal for him. And then here, I'm just going to speed up the footage because this took a little bit of time, just being really slow and patient with him. So once he got backing up, he just started backing up all the way through the poles. So I had to kind of get him forward again, get him between the poles. And then you can see he steps out with his front legs. I have to kind of back him in. But I'm still rewarding him and praising him as he's trying and getting things figured out. And I just wanted to get his hips around, and he's still going to get a cookie because he's figuring out something new. He doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted him to start to understand and try is the main thing. Is even if you're not going to get it perfect, I just want you to try, figure it out, and then you're still going to earn your reward. So after a backup, we're coming over to our gate again, and you can see he's side passing over really nicely this time, so much more confident than what he was doing earlier in the session. And this is still me approaching the gate from his right side. So even though I'm on the other side of the gate, I'm on the side closest to the camera, it's still his right side. So it's still his less confident side. You can see I pick it up and make the little turn. And as I'm doing this, I'm really feeling for, is he getting tense in his body? Is he scared of that rope or anything like that? And I'm giving very soft cues. I don't want to overwhelm him. when a horse is already a little bit worried about something, they become more sensitive and can overreact to things that typically they wouldn't react to. So I want to make sure I give soft cues, very patient cues, and just taking it really one step at a time and not overwhelming him with what we're doing. So I get him over with the sideways. That was probably one of the smoothest ones that we've done. So he's going to earn a little cookie there. I really want to try to reward him when he's making good decisions, when he's being calm, when he's listening, when he's trying, even if he's worried a little bit about something, and I can tell he's still a little bit worried about this. He's trying, he's listening, and he's figuring it out. So he's going to earn another little cookie there. I want him to think doing obstacles is just fantastic. It's full of rewards, and there's no reason to be upset by it. It's all good things. So here's another little look at doing some trotting, coming into another obstacle where I just wanted to get him used to things moving a little bit. So I come over and I'm going to push over the barrel. You never know when you're accidentally going to knock something over, or they might get tangled up in something. You might just hit it with your knee as you're coming around. So it's always better to practice some of this stuff on purpose. So that way, if you do it by accident, your horse isn't going to be surprised. This one, I just sped up the footage as well, just because it was a little bit, took a little bit of time to work through that, and we just did it at the walk. But all in all, I'd say a super successful first full riding session together. We're going to keep working away at all of these obstacles because he's got a mountain trail horse show coming up this weekend. Thanks for watching, guys.